anger and trample in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come.
For the day of vengeance is in the Most High's heart, in that heart of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And it falls in line with the men of the Lord. It falls in line with every single man out there that cries aside for the abominations done in the streets. That's why it says in Hosea 9 and 7 that the spiritual man is mad. Because we're fed up. We're ready. Lord willing, we're ready, man, for this day to happen, to where we're gonna, like I said in Isaiah, can you go ahead and get it in Isaiah 65, where it says that the servant shall be full. But we're ready, man. We're ready to see the downfall of our enemies. We're ready to see the downfall of this wicked society you call America.
Isaiah 65?
Yes, or yeah, 65, I believe. 65 and 11, starting at 11.
This is Isaiah 65 and 11. But you are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number.
See, this is why the Most High has vengeance in his heart, because you want to leave off all. I recently titled a video last week called "All Men in Israel were commanded by the Most High to obey and fear Him." This is why the Most High is mad. But there's other things that are being done on the earth, man, that He's pissed about. That's why vengeance is in His heart. That's why He's gonna come and massacre you people, man. He's got all these, like it says in Amos 5 and 23, that when you come upon, or you met a lion in the wilderness, but you can't lean your, or how does it say? But you came in contact with a bear, and then you lean your hand upon a wall, and you came in contact with a snake. That's why all your steps are falling into these certain parts of destruction.
This is Amos 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light? Even very dark and no brightness in it?
There's not going to be an ounce of light talking about any kind of joy or peace or physical light, man, when you're going through what you're going through. The scriptures tell you, man, that a wicked man, when he's committed so much exceeding wickedness, that the Most High can make it to where the power of the flame cannot help him. When he's trying to get through that, it could be daylight, man, but it's going to be extremely dark to that man because of what he's going through. The spirit of fear being on him. It's gonna be a very terrible day, man. And it's no light day, man. We know this for a fact, man. When a random man comes up to you and says you're gonna die, people automatically get in a defense mode. Yeah, and they want to try to show some balls like they're tough, but when they're not. But in this time, you're not gonna be able to do that, man. You're not gonna be able to be tough when all things are going to hell. When you see what you thought was your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your best friend, when you see him eating another man on the ground, and you're trying to find him, but you find him doing that, what do you think's gonna go through your heart or your mind when it's happening? What do you think's gonna go through your mind when your lover is being murdered right in front of your arms or right in front of your eyes, man, and you're being held back, restrained, and they're about to kill you? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna think?
Isaiah 65 and 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter. You should,
like I said in Isaiah 63, that alone the Most Yahushai had trodden the winepress. You're gonna all. It tells you you're gonna until all. Well, it says in Philippians, until all things bow down under the subjection of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right here, you're gonna bow down to the slaughter. You're gonna have to be killed to come back the right way. There's no other remedy for the proud or the wicked, man. You got to be killed in order to come back the right way. That just shows you, it tells you how evil you people are. But you got to be you got to be numbered to the sword. You got to be caused physical extreme pain to know what's right.
Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that which wherein I delight not.
And you chose wherein the Most High delighted not. When you had your chance to just shut your mouth, what did you want to do? You wanted to continue, and you wanted to go more and more, and just overboard with everything that you did. Scoffing against the men of the Lord, scoffing against the Most High, Yahweh Shai. All right, scoffing against the people that you affiliate yourself on a daily basis. But you do greatest. That's why the Most High. That's why Job called it a heinous crime, because these are no light crimes, man. And we know that saying today. We're not a saying, but since Yahweh Shai is not here physically today on the earth, you want to get the next best thing, his children. You want to cause oppression to his children, man. And it just shows. If you want to be like that to children, what are you going to act like towards the ones who taught them? You are numbered to the sword, man. And every idle thing that you've done will be judged by that sword. Whether it come of famine, pestilence, torture, death in general, you all got a special. Like I said, what was that one you read earlier where it says that they shall reap the fruits thereof? Y'all all got a special fruit coming to you without mixture. It's gonna be at its most concentrated form, man. And another thing, man, concentrated fruit is not really good. It's not good for you, man. That's already, you can go on, what is that, nutrition.com and just check that stuff out, man. Concentrated juices, those are not good. They're not good for the body. They're actually, and they do a lot of harm to you in the end. So, just wait.
Jeremiah 15:1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then shalt thou tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death, to death, and such as are for sword, to the sword, and such as are for the famine, to the famine, and such as are for the captivity, to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy.
So that's gonna be your reward. The sword comes in many forms. Again, man, you people, y'all are bugged out. Y'all have no idea what's coming to this place, what's coming to you individually, but to this whole society, America. Y'all have no idea. You have no idea what is about to be unleashed. And it's right there, man, it's trickling. Like the scriptures tell you in 2nd Esdras. We're at that point, man, where the prophecies, it's a light rain, but it's starting to pick up. The rain is getting heavy. And it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna come in like that storm last week here in San Angelo. It flooded this place. It went away real quick because it got hot, but it was a very hard rain.
2nd Esdras 16:1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with sackcloth and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Basically, ready yourselves for this great judgment that's about to come out on the earth. Because you're gonna lose everything that you loved. That's another thing, man. All you people are gonna lose all the things that you hold near and dear to you. All right? your children, your wife, your husband, your valuables, or your material items, they're all going to perish in that day. That's why the scriptures tell you, man, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. That's a true saying. That's the only thing that's going to save you. And it's only given to a small remnant, to an elect few. It's not given to everybody. Not everybody. God does not love everybody. And his face is towards those that do evil. And that's the majority of the world today.
I'm going to jump down to 2nd Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?
Because Ezra's been asking. He knew who would deliver him, but he knew it was so terrible. It was so terrible that it seemed like the elect may not make it. That's how terrible it's going to be, man. But we know through the scriptures for comfort for the elect that the elect's going to make it. But that's how terrible it's going to be in that day. It's the one in Jeremiah chapter 9 where it says that the windows, battlefield. Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna see death outside your window, man. And I believe it says above it, why is it that I hear women travailing or women crying or mourning? Why is I hear a voice of mourning and women hysterical, basically? You women, man, you have the. I remember learning from the apostle. You women are gonna have it harder, man, because not only are you the weaker vessel, but you're also deprived of wisdom. You have no strength, and you're proud. But you also you also caused this, man. You allowed a man's rage to excel to its peak, because all you women, y'all play harlots today, and that causes a man to be enraged, pissed. Just the other day, man, I had to walk a man to his car, man, because he was gonna get his ass beat because he slept with another man's wife. He did it in ignorance, and he was pissed off at that woman, but that man was ready. He was gonna kill that man. It just y'all people set the template or the foundation for what's about to happen. So y'all have no accuse. Y'all can't accuse nobody and say it was their fault. Everything y'all people did is y'all's fault. Everything that's coming to America, to you people, is y'all's fault. Y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve that. Y'all deserve whatever kind of torture or method that's going to be used on you.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and sinner appear?
And going back to that scripture that brother read where it said, what shall Israel do? Which one where it said that I have sent life for those, or life for those that to life and death.
Jeremiah.
Okay.
Let me get it.
Okay, just real quick.
Jeremiah 15 and 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? And thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to captivity.
Right. So whatever your judgment is to falling, or your loss to falling, you're gonna fall in that. There's no in between. There's no getting to have a judgment and then that's okay. He's pacified. No. If the Most High judges these people in a sign, and if he judges us first as well, in righteousness, in a righteous judgment, what do you think is going to happen to the wicked? Because the righteous judgment, he said, that scripture right there is not talking about, or it is, but it's not talking about all beautiful judgments or a beautiful reward. It's talking about a harsh judgment that's about to be received from the house of Israel. He's going to judge them for all their wickedness. So how do you think he's going to judge the exceeding wicked people, man? The ones that do not obey the gospel, the heathen, the 2/3. All right.
This is 2 Thessalonians 1:6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, when the Lord Yahushua shall begin to reveal from heaven with his mighty angels and flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not God and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, who shall be punished for everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power.
So you're gonna have to, all that, man, this is beautiful. It's just beautiful the way it was read, of his glory, of his majesty, basically, man. You're gonna be, there's a scripture where it says that you're gonna be brought to the basically to the center and be judged right there in the middle of all the congregation. Basically, all eyes are on you, man. It's gonna be like a line, and you're gonna finally step up, and that individual is gonna receive his particular judgment, man. And then the next one's gonna come up and be judged. That's why Yahushua said, man, there's gonna be a great slaughter in the land. A lot of you are gonna fall. Y'all slaughter is gonna come by the so-called white man, and he's a mad. He enjoys what he does, man. He's a mad man, so he rejoices in the terrors and the persecution that he puts on people. He loves doing what he does. He loves causing hurt to these people, especially, man. He loves it. But you're gonna fall into the hands of, and the scriptures tell you, man. I would rather fall into the hands of my friend. I'd rather fall into the hands of a friend than to fall into the hands of an enemy when I die. Because the enemy is gonna do anything he wants to your body when you die.
This is Job 8 and 11. Can the rush grow without mire? Can the flag grow without water? While it is yet in its greenness and not cut down, it withereth before any other herb. So are the paths of all that forget God, and the hypocrite's hope shall perish, whose hope shall be cut off, and whose trust shall be as a spider's web. He shall lean upon his house, but it shall not stand. He shall hold it fast, but it shall not endure. He is green before the sun, and his branch shooteth forth in his garden. His roots are wrapped about the heap, and seeth the place of stones. If he destroy him from his place, then it shall deny him, saying, I have not seen thee. Behold, this is the joy of his way, and out of the earth shall others grow. Behold, God will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers. Till he fill thy mouth with laughing, and thy lips with rejoicing. They that hate thee shall be clothed with shame, and the dwelling place of the wicked shall come to naught.
And so there you go, man. So we know who's okay in that time. All right, you're like that fig tree that Yahushua came in contact with, man. And he said, from henceforth on out, never grow again, or never bring forth fruit again. And it even said, how fast has this plant withered away? Exclamation point. Or is it apostrophe? Same exclamation point, man. But that's how you are, man. You were at one time, you could have been a plant. You could have been a plant, man, for the Most High. But you wanted I don't know, you became some hybrid plant, believing that you could feed yourself.